What's up, guys? I got a great episode for you here with another adventure down on the Pamlico. As always, my technique will be textbook and flawless, and if I do anything stupid, I'll just edit it out. Subscribe to my channel if you find this useful or entertaining, and smash that thumbs up. I got a ton of hookups and useful information in this short video. I know you're gonna like it. Here we go. The plan is to Carolina rig, but you know I gotta hit a few good points before I settle in for the evening. The flounder bite has been getting pretty good, and I'm catching keepers on every trip now. I look forward to our short flounder season coming up. I've got the live well loaded up with mud minnows, sometimes called bull gudgeons. These things are like Skittles to inshore game fish. If they see one, they're eating it. I'll also be using live mullet and striper minnows. My Carolina rig is a 1/0 Gamakatsu octopus circle hook, 12 inches, a 40-pound leader, and a half-ounce weight. In this first setup, I've got one Carolina rig out, which I'm watching as I cast a soft plastic nearby. Notice the tip of the rod as the trout grabs the minnow and begins to eat it. As he swims away, he's hooked. Circle hooks are designed to hook fish by sliding into the jaw when pressure is applied. You'll notice throughout this video that I never set the hook, but rather just put pressure on the fish as soon as possible. Here I hook a trout on the Z-Man while casting. The Carolina rig is always out and working for me. At this point, I'm basically trying to cover ground and get dialed in on where the fish will be concentrated this evening. Notice the placement of the circle hook, right in the corner of the jaw. Perfect. At this point, I've got two Carolina rigs out. I'm reeling one in to check it when the other one gets a strike. If you've done any amount of bottom rig fishing, I'm sure you've gut hooked a fair amount of fish. I have. Since switching to circle hooks, I can honestly say that statistic has dropped to maybe 1 in 30 fish getting fatally gut hooked. This is the striper minnow I referred to earlier. It probably has another name, but I've always called it that for obvious reasons. I'd place it third behind the mullet and the mud minnow for effectiveness. This fish doesn't give much warning. When the rod bends like this, he's either on there or he's not, but the gig's up and he won't hit again. Fortunately, he's hooked. Stingrays and skates are a bycatch of Carolina rigging or any type of bottom fishing. I got tagged in the hand by a stingray about 10 years ago, and it was excruciatingly painful. Since then, I don't really play around with these things, but I do try to release them unharmed. Now I've made a slight move for my final set of the evening. After falling in the water, I'm ready to go, and this bite is getting ready to be on fire. As I pick up the rod, I can tell this fish has the bait and is swimming towards me. I make the decision to tighten down. Fortunately, he's on. You'll notice this flounder was actually hooked on a popping cork with a live mud minnow on a circle hook. I'm using the moving current to allow the cork to carry the bait across a long stretch of shoreline. Here's a nice trout I hooked on a popping cork with a Z-Man when the camera was off. Like I said earlier, let the Carolina rigs work for you while you continue to fish with other methods. You'll catch more fish. This next fish was huge. I'd like to think it was a big black drum or maybe even a large red drum, which I've hooked here before, but it came off, so I'll never know. This shoreline was one big root mat, and I was having trouble getting the sand spikes in deep enough. I almost paid the price right here when I nearly lost my entire rod. As quick and violent as that redfish strike was, the circle hook still manages to do its job, right in the corner of the mouth. Obviously this is going to be another redfish. Once again, he just about takes the rod. Here's a look at the hook placement on a live mullet. With small mullet, 3 to 6 inches, you have to go through both lips or he won't stay on the hook. At this point, I'm getting ready to leave. You can see the rod tip is straight up in the air and not moving. When I reel the line in, I notice it's slack. Once I come tight, there's a fish on it. Unfortunately, this redfish never came tight and was able to swallow the hook enough that it presented a problem. Not thinking he was legal size, I elected to cut the line right at the hook. Hopefully it will rust out and he'll be okay. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.